Hey guys, it's YB. Welcome back to my channel. Today is time for my annual Without a Recipe behind the scenes. So every year, close to Christmas, we do Without a Recipe at Try Guys. It's one of our biggest shows of the year. And I always like to do behind the scenes so you guys can learn how it goes, the editing, post-production. You guys should know my hair has grown a lot since my last year's Without a Recipe. I'm growing out for my wedding, so I'm super excited it's getting this long already. It was actually crazy to go back to Without a Recipe from editing No Recipe road trip, from going to a TV show back to kind of our own show, and I really learned different things from it. And a little disclaimer, this video is not to throw any shade. I do this literally every year. You can check my channel, and it's mainly for those who want to learn editing and who are curious about the behind the scenes process of such a big show at the Try Guys. This year's Without a Recipe had 5 episodes, and they were edited by 3 different editors, Devlin, Skylar, and me. And also we had Will and MJ, the assistant post-production supervisor and assistant editor, who helped finish the episodes. My episode, which is Without a Recipe Tacos, just went out last Saturday. I hope you guys watched it. So we're gonna go over actually that edit. And later we're gonna have a little talk with Devlin, our other senior editor, who edited a bunch of other episodes of Without a Recipe, as well as Will, who is our assistant post-production supervisor, who does all the colors, sound mixes, and finishing of the project. So here behind me is the timeline of Without a Recipe Tacos, and we're gonna go over it in detail. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey guys, before we continue, let me quickly go over behind the scenes of my face, my Korean skincare. So thank you YesStyle for sponsoring this video. I've worked with YesStyle many times and I literally get all my Korean skincare and makeup from them. So this time I got a Christmas box from YesStyle and I'm gonna open it. Oh yes, my favorite, Beauty of Joseon. Joseon Minya is Beauty of Joseon. This is a brand that I love. I use their glowing serum all the time. And this is their cleanser. So Green Plum Refreshing Cleanser by Beauty of Joseon. So this is Purito's Centella Green Level Calming Toner. The toner is really good after you cleanse your face. So the first step was your skincare. This makes everything set really well before the serum even. So I will be applying this first. This is one of my favorites. It's snail cream. I use snail cream on my face every day because it just makes my skin feel so soft. This is the Snail Trusika Miracle Repair Serum. So then I got the XSY Duo Cream. So this is a U-zone and T-zone based cream to meet your skin's year-round ever-changing moisturizing needs for a youthful glow. So if you want to try out Korean skincare or makeup, all these beauty products are available on YesStyle.com. You can use my link below in my description box, and I have a promo code right here so you can get some discount. Thank you YesStyle, and now back to the video. Alright guys, so let's look at my screen. I'm gonna start recording. So as you guys all know, we use Adobe Premiere for our editing, and we're gonna open up the project here on our Finder. Those of you who watched my previous Without a Recipes would know this, but for those of you who are new, here's my project organization. So we have the Premiere project in here. Then we have all the footage that we got. Then location audio, which is the audio we recorded, as well as the voiceover that we got at the end. So I like to divide my music into different genres. So I have the Christmas kind of music. I have some music that I stole from Devlin. That's why it's a Devlin folder right there. Then we have a graphics folder, which is, you know, all the graphics that I had to make or downloaded for this video. There's some stock footage, as you guys will see later, but we downloaded some turkey footage that would be used later. These cost money, so I didn't want to download too many, so I made sure to get the ones that were going to be useful. Then today I'm making, which is, you know, this whole thing. I'll show you later how this particular things are made. These are done in After Effects. Now we're gonna go into the project, which is the tacos episode. So here is how the premiere episode looks like. This is how originally, if the footage and audio was all imported, this is how it would look like. So this is all camera audio, different angles we use and different audios that's corresponding to the camera. Then this one bottom here, the colored ones are actually the audio, they were mic'd, so these are the mic'd audios. And it should look like this after. Much cleaner, and it looks like this because all the camera audio has been erased. You don't want to use camera audio because it's gonna sound bad. Now how I go from here when I receive the project like this, I make a select sequence. So this was everything that was filmed, and here is Eugene's pre-thoughts, which is Eugene talking to camera directly, talking about how excited he is, what he's gonna do. All the interviews direct to camera, that's filmed beforehand. So that's we call that pre-thought. And then we have Keats, color that blue. and Zach's, we color that green. Then we have the expert interview section where the expert goes over how to make the tacos and talks about her restaurant. And pulling selects meant that I really like this shot, so I made a selection and pulled it up, which makes it easier for me to work with the just the right shots later. Then we have the cooking section, so we pulled everything, all the audio and all the video that I liked. Obviously, these are also multicam, so you just go by numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, 6 are the top overhead shots. We focused on Keith on this one, so this also has 6 different cameras, but we ended up mostly using Keith's camera and camera number 4, which is a close-up on the food, and camera number 6, which is the overhead on Keith. And then here we have the judging section, which is all mango color. Camera 1 is all the judges. Camera 2 is all the guys. Camera 3 is close up on the guy, so it moves around. Then camera 4 is close up on the judges. So 4 cameras on the judging section. So pulling selects usually takes me around 2-3 days, I would say, because I do have to go through all the footage. I do watch every single thing, but I usually watch in 2x speed. But without a recipe, we do have a longer timeline, edit timeline. So we usually get about 3 weeks or more to edit the entire episode. Compared to our shorter videos, it's a lot more time, so it's great. So usually the first cut is however far I get. I usually get about halfway through the episode. I did have voiceover, that was my own voice, because we write our own voiceovers. Today the Try Guys are making this. Oh, this is happening. All these funny sound bites. And we do add a little pun as well. So I did, will they talk about their feelings? Or will they spill the beans? Because tacos. And I recorded them myself. So here's the audio of that.
Will they talk about their feelings?
Oh, this one's poofing and burning.
Oh, you magic dragon, come on!
Or spill the beans on the
So there it is. I recorded myself, and later we get Ted to record it as well. And those of you who've watched my other videos know that I love checkerboarding audio, which means they're overlapping. And I use a fade on each one as well, so the audio is very smooth. This checkerboarding makes the audio goes very smoothly without feeling like it's cut off every time. So I do this usually all the time. This time I made a choice to not do it for the judging section because there were so many audios. As you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 audio files. And to checkerboard that, it would have taken a lot of room in the sequence. Just for the judging one, I decided to keep it as 1. And all these lines are different mics. So we have mics on each guy, each judge, and boom mics as well. That's why there are so many of them. And the editing goes pretty smoothly. Usually what I do is I pull all the selects, I build out the sequence of each section. So Keith and Eugene and Zach, they're each section. I built that differently, and then I start putting them together kind of like a puzzle, and in between we put the expert. So you guys know we love to do, the expert says, okay, do this, and the guys do the exact opposite. That's where we build this. So yeah, that's cut 1. Let's see how far I got on cut 2. By cut 2, I usually get to the entire sequence to the end, and then we still have a lot of notes to do after. That's why it keeps going. 33 minutes. So this year's Without a Recipe was shorter than previous years for many different reasons. So in cut 2, you can see the judging is in. That's why this whole chunk of mango and yellow are there, the whole judging. And as I said earlier, I didn't checkerboard those because it would have just taken way too many sequence lines. But all these disabled audio means that these people weren't speaking at the time. So the boom mics I kept on most of the time, and the person who was speaking I kept on, but those who weren't speaking, I just disabled the mics so that it's clearer audio. You only hear the person who's speaking. By cut 3, it's exactly the same. I still have the full length, but we got a lot of notes from the guys that I applied. And then by cut 4, we went through all the notes. The cut is locked. We call it lock cut because it is picture locked. We're not making any more edits other than graphics and maybe audio, but all the graphics are in, as you can see. I will show you guys how some of these were made in a second. So let's talk about this turkey. How was this done? I'm sure you guys can imagine how this particular shot was achieved. This is the original shot. What I did was to find a shot where no one was in the screen. So I found a shot that looked like this, so no one was there, and that was perfect because I could now use that shot. Then I copied that and put that on top of the shot that we were trying to use. Now, but we don't want to cover Keith. So what I did was apply crop. I already did that here, but I applied crop. So how the crop works was like this. So I can crop it as much as I want, feather it as much as I want, just do it to a perfect amount where it looks kind of natural. I mean, I don't expect this to look perfect, you know, just to look decent enough that people won't notice right away. Now Keith is asking a question to the side, but no one is there, so we can't just keep it empty. So I decided to put the turkey. As you can see here, some muted audio that I couldn't use, but that had to be covered by the turkey gobbles. And the turkey gobbles wasn't enough alone, because in the animation that I downloaded, the turkey only gobbles one time. So I needed another bird here, and I didn't want to put the same turkey there because that would have been boring, so I just downloaded a similar chicken cartoon, and then now this time we have the rooster and the turkey talking together, and it's perfect.
Could work. That could work. And I've never...
And for the rest of the video, that's how I cropped out basically the other half of the screen if I needed to, and added a turkey instead. But that was the cartoon graphic, and now my favorite part was the real life turkey at the end during the judging. Mainly for the announcement of the winners and losers, we did need to show the foreshot, and that was the hardest part because the turkey cartoon that I downloaded wasn't good enough to cover the entire thing because the turkey animation kept moving, it was too small, it just didn't fit right. And also we had used too many of the same cartoon already, it didn't look good. So what I did was download a live stock footage of turkey that I showed you earlier, the green screen turkey. There's 3 layers here. So first I put the turkey there. This is the turkey. I keyed it, so originally it looked like this. And I made sure to choose a shot where the turkey is kind of looking at them, even having a little bit of movement. I basically keyed out the green color, that's you can see right here. I used an aggressive setting, but that would have been good already. But the thing is, we really want to immerse it. We really want to make it look real and look 3D. So what I did was actually copy this footage over on top. So how I did was I added a crop. I basically drew out Zach's arm. I'm not gonna do it perfectly right now because this is not gonna be the final product, but it was pretty much something like this. Track selected, mask forward, and this automatically tracks the movement and kind of follows the arm. It's not always perfect, but in this case, Zach wasn't moving that much, so it kind of tracked the arm perfectly towards the end. Now it's perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, it's good enough for showing what is going on. Then I added a little zoom. Just like that. And then when the turkey got the 3rd place, I wanted to add a close-up because as you saw earlier, we also downloaded a close-up stock footage of the turkey. So for that, I did the same thing. I used the Ultra key to take out the green screen, and I just zoomed in on the wall a lot and blurred it a little bit. So without the blur, the wall looks like this, but I wanted to add a little 3D effect, so I added a little blur, so it kind of looks like the turkey is really in the shot, even though, I mean, you can tell it's fake. So that's basically how we covered what we needed to cover, and the turkey was a big star. I mean, I think the turkey gobbling sound is so funny, and it just worked out perfectly. Now, we do use After Effects for some of the graphics, and that is this What Am I Making graphic. I'm gonna go over this quickly because this is a little confusing. It's a template we have that we've been using since the beginning. So first, on text 1, you just select which guy. So it's Zach, Eugene, or Keith. For this, we have Eugene selected. Then image 1 was the picture, the drawing of the food we got. We have artist Colleen. She did all the drawings of the guy's foods. I added some grapes, some Christian stuff on top here so that it comes out throughout. All I had to do was add this image once and the thing already generates where it's gonna be. So it's a template, which is really nice. So yeah, once all the graphics are in and all the notes are done, I send this project over to Will, who is going to finish the project, which means he's gonna color it, and he sends it up to Cable, who does the sound mixes. All the sound is done. Then after that, Will exports it again and makes any changes that we need to do. So for example, we had to change some graphics, we had to change the lower third color from red to green, and after that, he sends it out to QC, where we all watch, everyone in the office watches it, make sure there's nothing going on. During the QC, actually, Jonathan discovered these ghost fingers that I didn't even notice. Even when he pointed it out, I was like, where? I couldn't see it. And then he sent me a screenshot. Things like that, the last minute things are caught at the end when we fix it. And then it goes out to the video and you guys see it. And that is Without a Recipe. And now we have Devlin, our other senior editor, and Will, our assistant post-production supervisor, to talk about their role in Without a Recipe.
What's up? Will Whitwer. I'm the assistant post-production supervisor now, which, I mean, who am I assisting? I guess myself. Yeah, my role at Try Guys is I touch and supervise basically every post-production project. I'm there for the offloading and the syncing, and this year though, MJ, my assistant editor, did all the syncs, which was great.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of what I end up doing is like I do the color correction. I did like the initial pass, and I have refined it and fixed graphics, and like I think that the thing that's hard about War is that we want it to feel like a show, but we're not like a full production company that has the same like budgets and time. I think that we're doing. I would say that the editors are like making a show that is it's a lot of work on you guys' shoulders.
So how was it working on the tacos episode?
Oh man, I like tacos a lot. I think that I really like that Zach put it using the phrase "hot little Jew," like really aggressively using that phrase. I think it's really funny.
And I think this is a question that a lot of people I saw were asking. Was the 4th place faked in the other episodes, or was it genuine?
Right, and that's the thing. It was like he did get 4th place twice. So it
wasn't
actually
faked.
No, it's not faked. They kept the order the same. The only thing that's faked is replacing his name with an animal name.
Animal. Yeah, actually, a lot of people, and even I, thought we got Rosanna to record a new voiceover, but that wasn't what happened.
Turkey is like I pulled from a Thanksgiving video from like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like her being like, for the turkey. Like it's like very clearly not from the room.
Where did they find her saying elephant?
That I don't know. I don't know that. She's a YouTuber who's made a ton of videos, so like, I don't know, maybe she like met some elephants in Thailand or something. Like, I don't know.
All right, that was perfect. Thank you,
Awesome.
Will.
Of course, thank you.
I am Devlin. I am one of the Try Guys editors and have been for, I don't know, like since their last few months at BuzzFeed.
Senior editor now.
Senior editor, yes. This season I did Pop-Tarts, illusion cakes, and then have done some work with Skylar on boba.
So how did you come up with each animals on each episode?
Well, I didn't come up with all the animals. The first one, the elephant, I owe some credit to my girlfriend for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was talking to my girlfriend and she was like, you know what they should do is do a video where they're like, let's address the elephant in the room. And then we pull out and see that there's an actual elephant in the room. And then it's basically one of those like Eugene meets an animal videos.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say was the hardest part about working on War this season?
I mean, aside from like the audio editing could get tricky trying to like walk a line of not being mean or like stepping over. Trying to sort of address the situation without necessarily like being mean towards anyone. I mean, we can be mean to the guys all we want. Like, they love it, and it's always funny. In some ways easier of like, well, we just can't use a quarter of the footage.
Right,
so
there's less footage.
This 20-hour sequence that I have of footage, like, I can cut almost a quarter of it out, you know?
Yep.
And
I felt bad because I had to cut out a lot of Keith's good moments. But I just had to. Well, thank you, Devlin. You're an amazing editor.
Yeah, and so are you. I
yeah.
thought tacos was great. The turkey looked so good. Like, that was by far the best, I thought, animal of any of them. Like, it really looked like it was in the room. It was so
and the gobble
creepy.
sound is so perfect.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Alright, so that was my behind the scenes of Without a Recipe in 2022, the tacos episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit about the post-production process and the editing and all the creative directions that goes with it. Huge shout out to all our editors, especially the ones who worked on Without a Recipe, Devlin, Skylar, and Will and MJ. It would have been impossible to do it without them, and everyone in our crew that worked so hard to get this show done. As you know, the Try Guys are doing a live finale of Without a Recipe. I'll have a link down below where you can purchase tickets, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And again, thank you for another great year. Thank you for watching Without a Recipe and supporting my channel as well. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!